think protection is just physical. You think being a man means waiting outside the club, ready to set it off on somebody. No, that's the lowest level of protection. The highest form of protection is game. Game which helps her, yourself, and the relationship avoid unnecessary potholes further down the road. A man protects a woman by lacing her up with game. Because if you don't teach her how the world works, if you don't teach her how disrespect starts, if you don't teach her how gossip spreads, if you don't teach her how predators move, then you didn't lead her. You just possessed her. And possession is not leadership. A lot of men destroy relationships because they try to rule women through fear instead of understanding. They become dictators. Every sentence is, you can't do this, you're not allowed, don't wear that, don't go there. But they never explain why. And the revelation is always in the why. You have to understand something, King. The exact same tact, the exact same timing, the exact same social intelligence you used to attract her, to pull her, is the same intelligence you must use to instruct her. Game never stops. Most men only use game to get women. Powerful men use game to sustain woman. That's the difference. That's the difference level. So let's talk about disrespect. Most girls in the beginning will test you a little bit. Not because they hate you, not because they're rude, but because women use emotional strength. They test emotional strength instinctively. She wants to know, does this man fold? Does he get emotional? Can he lead through pressure? Can he control himself? So she might say something slick. Let's say she says, fuck you. Now weak men instantly explode, and overly submissive men instantly tolerate it. Both lose. Game sits in the middle. So if she says fuck you, you smile in your dreams. If you play your cards right, etc., etc. You need to be fast, smooth, playful, and controlled. Why? Because now you control the emotional temperature, not her. And for most good women, most well-raised women, that's where it ends. Because she wasn't looking for weakness, she was filtering for strength. But if it continues, like you will experience with how modern women are being guided nowadays, your leadership has to change gear. You stop the whole interaction, not screaming, not insulting, not embarrassing her publicly. You look her in her eyes and say, listen, I know you're trying to be funny, but let's keep it respectful. Now the ball's in her court. Most women immediately soften. Okay, sorry. And now this is where the game separates itself from robotic leadership, because a lot of men stay angry too long. But you bring the energy back, the good vibes back. You ain't got nothing to be sorry for. Then look her up and down. At least not yet. Boom. Tension gone, boundary established, respect maintained, femininity preserved. That's game. You indirectly taught her, this man is positive, but disrespect is not tolerated. A lot of men don't understand this. Women don't just need rules, they need understanding. Because if there is no understanding, everything feels like control. And women rebel against what they don't understand. That's why so many modern relationships collapse. The man says you can't go clubbing, but he never explains why. So to her it sounds insecure, controlling, possessive, but leadership explains consequences. You need to sit her down calmly sometimes. Listen, that environment is full of alcohol, drugs, manipulation, and men trying to fuck you. Now she understands the environment instead of just the restriction. Then men with real game give alternatives, because leadership is direction, not domination. You tell her, we can go to drinks before. You can have dinner with the girls instead. We can go out together to clubs. I'll even send money for a nice restaurant. Now she understands this isn't about imprisonment, it's about protection. That's the repeated idea again. A man protects a woman by lacing her up with game. Most men want obedience without guidance. That's impossible. How can she represent you correctly when you never taught her what representing you even means? How can she avoid embarrassment when you never explained social consequences? How can she move like a wife when you only communicate like a jailer? Even something as simple as relationship issues being handled publicly. A woman might vent online, talk to friends recklessly, expose arguments publicly. Why? Because nobody gave her game. Nobody taught her that every argument does not need an audience. Every disagreement does not need gossip. Every emotional moment does not need Instagram. Because once outsiders enter the relationship, they'll poison it, baby. Friends will pick sides, rumors spread, resentment builds. Strong relationships move like a united front. During conflict, especially during conflict. Tell her to look at powerful organizations, powerful nations, powerful families. Give case studies. Show that they handle internal issues internally. Because chaos multiplies when outsiders gain emotional access to the household. And that's where most men fail. They think masculinity is volume. No, masculinity is direction. Anybody can shout, anybody can threaten, anybody can intimidate. But can you teach? Can you explain? Can you guide without crushing her spirit? Can you maintain attraction while establishing standards? That takes game. That takes emotional intelligence. That takes leadership. And this is why most modern men fail with women. They have reactions but no framework. Emotions but no instruction. Demands but no direction. You cannot expect the relationship to last if you never teach the principles required for it to survive. You cannot expect loyalty without wisdom. You cannot expect unity without guidance. You cannot expect her to move correctly if you never laced her up with game. Because once again, the highest form of protection is not physical. The highest form of protection is game. Do not be deceived.